Good morning, everybody. I wanted to give you a little chat this morning. We have our own personal situation here, and I'm going to call it our own personal SHTF. We have a water leak in the house in some copper piping. We can access it, but it's going to take us a few days to fix it, and in the meantime, it's leaking. So our water is turned off at the house. So I just want to go over a few things that we're learning from our situation. Now, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know we have an off-grid property as well. So we're used to being without water in the sinks because we have no sink yet up there. We have no permanent shower up there. Everything's kind of jerry-rigged, if you will, to get us through when we're up there for a few days to a week. But here at the house, it's totally different. Because when you want ice, you go to the ice maker in the refrigerator. You want cold water, you go to the refrigerator and it dispenses cold water for you. So it's kind of been a transition, if you will. And let me go over a few things that I have to do today. My kitchen, because we turned the water off yesterday morning. We turned it back on to shower, and we did not have time to do much more than that because we also had a meeting here at the house last night with DCF, which is Department of Children Services, something like that, because we have custody of our granddaughter. So we had that meeting last night, so we had to be available for that. And I'm just going to give you, my kitchen's a mess. I mean, I got spots on my counter, and if y'all follow me, you know I don't like a messy kitchen. Now, we just had breakfast, so there's crumbs and stuff around. My backup plan would be to go to a spray, but I like washing with hot soapy water. I got last night's dishes sitting here to be done. So here is the game plan. It's not difficult. I have water heating up. Yes, I have a hot water heater. Yes, it works, but I can't run water through it right now. So I'm just going to heat up enough water, just hot enough to do dishes. I have a dishwasher full of dishes because we didn't know this was going to happen. So I'm going to wash all my dishes this morning while it's cool, because it's got to be in the high 60s to low 70s here right now. I'm going to wash dishes in this side. I'm going to rinse them in this side. And I'm going to stack them over here. Normally this is in here and I don't have to go through this extra step. But I'm going to do that because, as you can see, nothing comes out. It's off. And that's to prevent the pipe from blowing a bigger hole. It's also to keep us from being billed hundreds of dollars for water we didn't use. So we're going to work on this morning. This is my project just to get my dishes done today, because we already have had our laundry is done. So, you know, I don't need to mop the floors. We should have our water back on this weekend. It should only be a few days. And all my watering that I do on my back porch has been basically from the water catch system. All of it. So I don't worry about that either. And one of the things we have as a resource, you see I'm not walking very far. This is right outside my granddaughter's bedroom. But I have a bin with fresh water this morning. These barrels are full. See that? It's full of water. So I have a water resource. I just have to come out and get it. I have a jug that we use for watering plants that I will be utilizing to take water from these jugs. Yesterday, I had a hand wash. The first thing I noticed is I need to wash my hands. So I didn't have a way to do that in the house. So I set up outdoors a hand wash station. So I have my heavy duty lava soap, because I use this when I'm gardening to keep my hands at least semi-clean. And I have a little dish towel here so we can come out here and wash our hands. Last night when it was time to brush our teeth, we got a cup of water and our toothbrush and we brushed our teeth. When we were done rinsing our mouths and stuff, we were able to clean our toothbrush. It's just, the only difference is you're not using running water, but you're still using water. My chicken bucket. My girls are calling because they want something. Oh. I left him out there. Uh-oh. You'd think they want to be out. It's nice and cool out. But last night we turned the water only long enough to shower, and then it went right back off. That way it wasn't leaking and doing more damage than what it's already done, which is very minor at this point. But yeah, my little scenario. I'll bring you along today as I get this dish set up, just to show you. Is it inconvenient? It can be, a little bit. But you just gotta think about the process. And I'm just reverting back to what we've learned from doing dishes up at camp. We have a dish pan, we have a rinse pan, and we have a place to stack our dishes. It's that simple. When we brush our teeth up at camp, we have a cup of water, our toothbrush and toothpaste, and we get it done. When we shower, we have a 5-gallon bucket that we fill with hot water and cold water, and we shower. And we get quicker, shorter showers, but it doesn't matter how long your shower is, as long as you're clean. So basically what happened here last night, as soon as the water was turned on, my granddaughter got in her shower, and my hubby and I got in our shower together because we have a big shower stall, and that's one of the reasons we bought this house. We're a lot younger then and a little more frisky, but we love showering together. So we just got our shower together, which saved us having to have the water on for an extended period of time, up to an hour. We only had that water on less than half an hour. So we lost next to no water in the leak versus if it had been on an hour. So I'm going to get set up here, and I'll bring you along for the day and show you what all I do when we don't have water on the grid. Hey guys, I'm making my dishwater. Oh, it would help if I had dish soap here handy. And what I'm doing is adding some cooler water to the hot water I had on the cook stove, just to make it so I can handle it. And I can handle some pretty hot water. I always have been able to. There. Ouch! That's not... Yes, so I say, right guys? But, alright, my dishwater's made. My dishwater, rinse water, stack and dry. So that's where I'm at this part of the process. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing here. This is how we did dishes when I was a kid. So none of this is new. We'll put a little soap in there. Might as well keep that out because I think I'm going to need more than one tub because I got a lot of dishes to do. So, with that being said, it's time to do dishes. And I'll show you when I get done or partway through this mess. It's going to be an interesting morning, and it's already starting to get warm. Okay guys, I got the pots and pans done. And last night we kind of did like a 2-pot dinner. We had rice and filled peppers. Tonight I'm going to do a 1-pot dinner just to make cleanup easier. And of course it's going to be in my pressure cooker. I just have to decide what I'm making. And I just started putting plates that were in the dishwasher. I emptied this bottom rack to the top, so I can systematically get through the most important part of our dishes, which are the plates and the utensils. Those are the things we run out of the fastest. And if I get these done, and I still have energy, haha, I'm going to work on, yeah, I got a big casserole dish in there. That's going to take a little bit of time because it's a little more detailed cleaning. Or a plate, once you soak it, you should be able to wipe and rinse and go. So this is going to take a little longer in this section. But if I can get all this done, that's a big win for today. Then the dishes are done. And I might actually go to paper plates tonight, just to keep this simplified for everybody, because we're going into the weekend. Jim has to work Saturday because he's working over at Staples right now. So he's going to be working. And I'm going to be going to an organic farmer's market because I want to attend a class on multiple subjects, from aquaponics to solar to moringa and something else. So it's a pretty extensive class, and I want to attend that Saturday morning, which is tomorrow. So I don't want to have to be worrying about doing a ton of dishes tomorrow. And then my granddaughter will probably spend tomorrow afternoon with her mother for their weekly visit. And I will be on my own, but by then I'll probably want to just kick back and hang out on YouTube. But we'll see. So we're going to take it as we can, and we're not going to get overwhelmed by it. My husband is super stressed, but he forgets this could be daily life. So my attitude is, okay, first it was freak out and panic, cry. Then it's like, okay, we can do this. We've done it. We do it all the time up at camp. So let's not stress over it. Let's cope with it. Even if this lasted a month, guys, at least I have air conditioning. If we had to go to our off-grid location, I wouldn't even have air up there. I wouldn't have no air, so I wouldn't have no relief. I wouldn't have running water, so that wouldn't be easy. And our shower is a manual fill bucket that we have to climb a ladder, so that wouldn't be easy. So I'm thankful for being able to at least have the creature comforts I have at this point. And then from there, at some point, yes, we will move up to that property, but that property will be more finished, if you will. It will have, hopefully, a system of running water. It will have a permanent shower. And it hopefully can have enough solar power generated, or the generator, we do have a generator, to at least cool the house when it hits at the hottest point of the day. So there's some things that has to be put in place here, up there. But here, if all I got to do is heat water and manually wash my dishes, guys, I grew up doing this. We didn't have a dishwasher when I was growing up. And you know what? It's really good for your hands, and it's good for your nails, because I'm always gardening. Look, I actually have clean fingernails. It's too funny. Yeah, I'm not going to stress over this. We're going to go with the flow. And when I'm done here, I'm probably going to go over to my mother-in-law's because she needs some trimming done around her house. And I'm going to help her out for a few hours, and then I'll be home in the air chilling. So we'll talk to y'all when I'm all done with this. Hopefully I'll be able to show you a sink full of clean dishes. That's the goal. So we'll see how that goes. Be back in a bit. Okay guys, round two. I got all these done in one dishpan, but the water just got too dirty. But I got the majority of what I needed to do done. I'm heating some more water. I'm going to reset up everything. And because this is full, there's no room for utensils, I picked one of my Dollar Tree baskets to do all these utensils. That way I can just throw them in there, rinse and throw them in, and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to move them till they drip dry. When they're dry, I can put them in the drawer. Or tonight when the granddaughter gets home, she can put them in the drawer. Whatever works. It's about making the situation work for you. And I'm going to get some of my cookie cooling racks and lay them up here to finish doing like the cups and the glasses, because that'll give them airflow. Because if you set them right on a towel, it's gonna almost be too humid inside the utensils for them to actively dry. So by getting them up, which is why these have been so popular for probably 60-70 years, it gets the dishes up, the air flows through them, they dry faster. And I'm going to do a similar setup with cookie sheets over here. They're cookie cooling racks, so they're an actual metal rack, and that'll help me keep my dishes up so the air flows, the water drips away from them, and they dry faster. So I'm waiting for my next set of water to heat up, and then we're back to dishes again. And keep in mind, I am getting done super fast because I put the dishes in, give them a minute to soak, and they wash right off. There's no extra scrubbing. And I've transitioned to use one of these guys. I don't even know what's, it's like a Scotch-Brite scrubber versus a sponge, and it does so much better. And also, having pots and pans that are easy to clean helps, because this is a non-stick pot. My greenie pan is in here. It's buried back there, but my greenie is in there, and that cleans up. Oh, one other piece of advice. If your water goes down, soak your pots and pans. This rice pan, I had to let it soak before I could get the dried rice out of it. Yikes. Yeah, next time I will be soaking my pans. So once I did this one first and then went to this one, which had dried tomato soup in it, so I ended up putting a hot cup of water in here, and then this cleaned up beautiful. But soak your pots and pans if you can't wash them right away. That'll help the whole process of getting your dishes done off grid faster, so you can move on to your next project. Because when you're off grid, there's always going to be something else waiting to be done. And I was really lucky this morning. My husband was an angel. He made sure the dogs had a big container of water, so I don't have to handle the... It's a 5-gallon waterer. And it had emptied out, and he's like, well, how am I going to water the dogs? I said, rainwater, just like you water your chickens. He was like, oh, he's like, too much trouble. But he went out and he filled it so the dogs have water for the day. And dogs drink any kind of water. I mean, I've seen them drink swamp water I wouldn't even consider filtering. So they're fine. For flushing the toilets, we have a bucket of water beside the toilet. And this morning I had to flush the toilet when I got up this morning. And then he went out and he filled the bucket for me. Yay! I don't have to lift that bucket. So it's all good. So, just a couple pointers. Keep a bucket of water by the toilet so you can flush. Or do a compost toilet if you're in this situation. Get some pine shavings if it's going to be longer term. Get some pine shavings, a bucket, put a toilet seat on it. And when you do your business, you put a layer of pine shavings in the bottom. Do your business, put a layer of pine shavings over the top. You can even use cedar. It won't hurt nothing. And put a lid on it when you're not using it, and you are good to go for the bathroom too. But the only problem with a compost toilet in my situation here would be disposing of it. We do use that system at our off-grid camp, but we have 15 acres, so we dig a hole and we bury it. And then we try and plant a tree on top of it. So, just some ideas. But a toilet can be flushed without running water as long as you have a bucket of water. That's where your rain catch comes in. Guys, I can't stress that enough. If you have a few rain barrels, get them set up. Even if you don't use them, at least have them set up. If you know there's a big storm coming in, drain it and water your yard. It ain't going to hurt your yard to have extra water. I have a system, if you can see right through that window. I have a system over there. If you see through that window, I have a system right there. And what I do, if I know there's a big storm coming, because this is actually hooked to the downspouts, I'll drain the 3 main barrels, but I have overflow barrels that I don't drain. So those overflow barrels are always available, and they're always full. I'm in Florida, we get a lot of rain. So if I need to water something in, a new plant, or my porch plants, I call my porch plants, but they're all food forest seedlings that I'm working with, trying to learn how to grow so that I can keep filling up my yard with plants and trees and food. The main thing is food, food, food. I don't want to be store dependent. So it's just one more step of learning the lessons of off-grid living. All right, I think you've seen enough of my dishes for today. I might give you a shot when I'm all done because I still got a little ways to go. And from there, we'll see what else I get into. I don't think you want to see me dump a bucket of water in the toilet to flush. I could do a demo on it, but I don't think so. I think you got the point there. Talk to you later. Okay, guys. My dishes are done. All the pots and pans. I got my rinsing pan upside down to drip. We don't want anything holding water, especially in Florida because of the humidity levels. My dishwater is drained. I have to get a little bit of water and rinse this out. Then I'm done there. My utensils work perfect. And all my plasticware that was left, I just threw in that container. And it worked perfect. Everything will drip dry. And you see my metal racks for drying the dishes. And everything's done. Now I can move on to another project. And that's how I handle my day. One hurdle at a time. I've learned that if I don't do it this way, I overwhelm myself. Then I worry and I stress. And you've seen me get emotional in one video because I just left everything get to me. Are things perfect? No, far from it. But you know what? Life's got to be enjoyed. So I'm going to go. I'm in a little house dress, if you will. I only wear it around the house, but it's a lot cooler than wearing clothing. So I'm going to go get dressed, get my shovel, get a rake, and head over to my mother-in-law's and get her place done before the heat builds any further. And I hope you enjoy the video. This is my personal SHTF situation, and it's not that bad. It is not insurmountable, and I wanted to bring you along for this ride because it is definitely something that we can all handle. If we can handle this little bit and master this, and then we master something else, we'll do great if the grid goes down. So God bless, and I might do some more of my personal SHTF videos because it's always something in my life right now. So God bless, love you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you, bye.